Following question. Ship B is located 30 degrees southeast of another ship A, which is travelling due east at 10 kilometers an hour. If the speed of B is 8 kilometers an hour, find two directions B can head as to intercept A. So it's two directions this time, okay? So, that said, we need to draw a diagram starting off, okay? A is here, and B is 30 degrees around here. South of east, so south of east, which is 30 degrees below that, south of east of ship A, which is travelling due east. Okay, so A and B. A is travelling due east at 10 kilometers an hour, and speed of ship B is 8. Find two directions B can head as to intercept A. So B can go any direction to the 8. Right, pick one of them to keep stationary. Which one do you want to keep stationary? I'm probably going to keep B stationary, okay? No reason, you can keep either one of them stationary. Phi AB ends up to be Phi A minus Phi B. I'll do what I always do. Get Phi A on its own equals Phi AB plus Phi A. Now, like all my recent questions, I'm now going to construct a table. The table has 6 components, and I need 4 of them to complete the collection. Okay, so we have magnitude, which is speed, and then direction. What do we know about Phi A, guys? And we'll just keep dragging the question down with us for a minute. What do we know about Phi A? Okay, we know that Phi A is 10. We know its direction is going to be east. 2 pieces of information. What do we know about Phi AB? The velocity of A relative to B. East, 30 degrees, south. Do we know? Sorry, that's Phi B is here. Phi B. Do we know anything about Phi B? 8. Okay. Let's draw a triangle. Okay. Now, get Phi AB or Phi A, whichever one has the most information. Phi A or Phi AB. Which one do you want?
Phi A.
Phi A has a lot of information. It goes across east for 10. That is Phi A right there. Now, what can we say? We can start off Phi B at the same time. And what can we say about Phi B? Goes up at 8. So we can say that's 8 and that's 10. And then what can we say about Phi AB? East 30 degrees, so it's going to be 30 degrees, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's going to be 30 degrees anyway. Alright, now we can do a sine rule. Call this angle A. Sine A over 10. Sorry guys, just 1 second. Sorry guys, one change here, okay? There is no guarantee of which way Phi B is actually going. So we can't guarantee this to be a right angle triangle, okay? So I'm just going to alternate this a little bit here. Okay? So now I know that this is angle A and this is 8, because there's no guarantee that Phi B goes directly north. That was a misconception on the part of my triangle. So it's going to be sine A over 10 equals sine 30 over 8. Now, find out what sine A is. Sine A is going to be 10 sine 30 all over 8. And what happens there when you put that in the calculator? What's sine A equal to? Anybody know? Sorry, 5 over 8. Now sine inverse that?
38.68.
Sine inverse 5 over 8 is 38.66. 68. And there's another problem. 2 directions. Let's do the 180 minus angle version of that as well. And what do we get? 180 minus 38.68. 141.32. And look, it's not going to be ruled out because 141.32 plus 30 still doesn't exceed the 180. Okay? So technically, we had 2 different diagrams here. We had one like this, and our second one is going up like this. Wait a second.
Yeah, it's probably smaller.
And that makes A.
That would be A is so small.
A makes A small, yeah. Okay. So this here is angle A, and this is 30. Now, this angle A has what one? This one is the 38.68, isn't it? And this one here, which is the obtuse angle, is what?
141.32.
Sorry?
141.32.
141.32. Now please remember, what are we trying to figure out every time? We're trying to figure out the direction B has to head in. So we're trying to figure out phi B. Phi B is this line here. And phi B is this line here. So what can we do to find this angle here? I'll just group this for a second. Okay. Now what can we do to find this angle in here? 180 minus 180 minus 38.68 minus 30, and what do we get?
101.
Sorry?
101.32.
101 point. 101 point.
111.
So 111.
Yeah.
3 ones and a
132.
0.32. Now that is 101.32. Okay. Now, you sure it's 32?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what can we say about this angle then? 90 degrees of that belongs to what? 90 degrees of that would send it directly upwards. Anything over the 90 degrees sends it north that many degrees east.
21.32.
Sorry?
21.32.
So the 21 degrees of it belongs in here, isn't that right? 21.2. So north 21.32 degrees east. You happy with that? Then rub out all this. You've used all this up now at this stage. You don't need to worry about that. And then what happens to the next one? Okay, so we're going to just bring it up. Expand it a little. Make the diagram nice and big. Now what happens this time? We're trying to find out what this red angle is here. So you're going to take 180 minus 30 minus 141.32. What do you get?
8.68.
8.68. So that's going to be west 8.68 degrees north. Is that alright? Now, the next one is a very interesting question, okay? Yeah. The next part is a really interesting question. If the speed of B is phi kilometers an hour, show that if B is to intercept A, phi will have to be greater than or equal to 5. Let's get the original diagram back, okay? The original diagram was this direction here, wasn't it? And that's A going across at 10, and B going upwards. Now B used to be 8, now it's going to be 5. Okay? And we're going to have to construct, show if the speed is V, show that there is no intercept, show that if B is to intercept A, then V must be bigger than 5. Okay, now here's what we're going to do. We need VAB to be able to travel in this direction here. Isn't that correct? Okay? So, what we have this time is, once again, we're going to do the whole VAB equals VA minus VB, and then we're going to say that VA equals VAB plus VB. We're then going to chop it up into our 6 sections, exactly like last time. Magnitude and direction. And then we're just going to put in our numbers. So what about magnitude and direction here? So what's velocity of A? Velocity of A is, and we know, velocity of A is, we know the velocity of A is 10, don't we? And we know its direction is east. We know the velocity of A relative to B has to be, what is it? East 30 degrees, south. Oh, sorry, the magnitude, the direction, east 30 degrees, south. And we know the velocity of B is now capped off at 5. We still have 5. Okay? Now, imagine that we didn't know this was 5, because we have to do a general rule that has to be 5. So I'm going to make it V. Sorry? I was in the direction. Sorry, the velocity is V. The velocity of B is now V, and we had to show that it has to be bigger than 5. Okay, so we go back down, and once again I'll just keep the question in distance as we're doing it. Now, what's going to happen here is that basically phi, we're going to draw our triangle. Phi A going east, yeah? Maybe not that big though. Okay, Phi A going east. And that's Phi A on its own, so I have to pick Phi AB or Phi B. I probably should pick Phi AB because I know what direction it's going in, east 30 degrees, south. Start that off at the same point, like so, and then I have Phi B coming this way. So, Phi A, the rule is, the triangle rule is Phi A equals the line Phi AB plus Phi B. So going from Phi to A is the same thing as travelling this one plus this one, and that being Phi AB plus Phi B. Now, what we know already is that this here is 30 degrees. We know that the velocity of B is V. We know the velocity of A is 10. And what else do we know? We know that A, this A here. Okay, and then we're going to make a formula out of it. Sine rule. Sine A divided by, anybody? 10 equals sine 30 over V. Sine A therefore equals sine 10 sine 30 all over V. Sine A equals 5 over V. What is the maximum value of sine? What's the maximum value of sine? Maximum value of sine is 1, which is 5 over 5. You're not allowed any value below V. Why are you not allowed any value below V? Like for instance 5 over 4. You can't inverse sine because it's bigger than 1. It's not defined. So therefore your maximum value is phi greater than or equal to 5. Actually a minimum value, because otherwise the triangle doesn't exist.